We begin in the United States, where President Donald Trump signed an executive order sanctioning the International Criminal Court, or the ICC, on Thursday. The commander-in-chief called the Hague illegitimate and accused the ICC of abusing its power. Also must be noted that the sanctions on the ICC come as Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu visits the United States.
And so have Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu visiting the capital. And as all of you know, he was here not that long ago. Israel is our closest ally in the Middle East. The last
signed executive orders withdrawing the United States from the World Health Organization, the United Nations Human Rights Council, the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine, the United Nations Cultural Agency UNESCO, and the Paris Climate Accords for a second time.
So I've always felt that the UN has tremendous potential. It's not living up to that potential right now. It really isn't, hasn't for a long time. It has, there are great hopes for it, but it's not being well run, to be honest, and they're not doing the job. A lot of these conflicts that we're working on should be settled, or at least we should have some help in settling them. We never seem to get help. That should be the primary purpose of the UN, the United Nations, and again, it's got great potential, and based on the potential, we'll continue to go along with it, but they got to get their act together.
Now, Washington was the largest.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Depending on whatever you are watching for. This is another edition of Sanctions on the Street. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our videos, share, comment for more political discourse. Mr. Ram.
Yeah.
After the outburst in the court, Donald Trump has allegedly called ICC, has allegedly abused them, calling them cowards, saying that they cannot stand up and fight for freedom fighters. He vows. He said he will sanction ICC if ICC does not interfere in this issue of nnamdikanu, and that everyone has right to fight for freedom and agitate. How can you that be said?
And actually, exactly that's what ICC stands for. They are cowards. They cannot stand up and fight for freedom fighters. They cannot stand up and fight for neglected Africans. See, let me tell you, this lackadaisical attitude of ICC and United Nations is only playing out on African continent. Recently, we discovered that if there's any issue like that, political crisis in the Western world, ICC, United Nations, they will stand up and make sure that they fight for the whites. Okay, look at the issue at Gaza, the conflict at Gaza. United Nations was there, ICC, they were there, putting pressure on Israel. Even irrespective of the fact that Israel is on the right side, why must they be always, capitalizing on, at least, bringing down, looking down on Israel, accusing Israel of all manners of wicked activities? Yet, it was the Hamas that, actually caused incursion. Yes, on the land of Israel in the first place. But still, ICC, United Nations, they went to assist the whites. The Palestinians are white. The Israelis are white. The Lebanese are white. They go there, they actually play their roles. The whole world, put them in that position. United Nations, African nations, Western Europe nations, American nations. But you find out that United Nations, they are more active. They are more objective when it comes to the issue with the whites. So what I'm trying to say is that they look down on the Biafrans, they look down on nnamdikanu due to the fact that Kanu is a black man. United Nations is for the whites. ICC is for the whites. UNESCO is for the whites. Even if care is not taken, NATO is for the whites. Because I've never seen NATO being active in this recent time on African issue. When it comes to European issue, you will see all this world, United Nations, nations platforms under United Nations like WHO, UNESCO, ICC, and so on and so forth. They are doing this unto us, we the Igbos, because we are the black Jews. They don't have time for the black Africans.
But Bashir Ahmed has said that nothing should happen to Justice Bintanya, their sister, because of the outburst and the confrontation Mazi did at the court, saying that nothing should happen to their sister. Mazi, what is your take on this?
Tribalistic, let me say, tribal bigotry of the highest order.
Tribal bigotry of the highest order.
Yes. Do you know what? Who the hell is he in this current administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu? What official position is he representing? Or does he represent? He represents no department of, federal government. No federal agency is at least fronting him. He is on his own and is trying to tell you as a Fulani man that he's the #1 citizen, first class citizen in Nigeria. These are people that are living in the bush. They rear all manners of animals. So we should not be, we should not allow them, reintegrate with us because they are animals. Look at someone that just worked in the previous administration as a media, aid or assistance to Mohammed Buhari is having a say in this current administration that he has not been, employed or designated in any position. See, let me tell you, it has gone a long way to actually, tell you, Fulani, they have upper hand. They are the number, I'm telling you, in Nigeria. They are everywhere. There's nothing you can tell a man that has gone on his hands. A man that is having gone wedding machete to you, you can only mellow, you cool down. That is what the Fulanis are doing, the Yorubas, the original owners of the land, the Hausas in the north, the Igbos in the southeast. Because the governors, they are under Durex, they surrender the governors with all manners of, let me say, juicy promises, juicy governmental promises, office promises, positions, that's why the Igbo politicians are not saying anything. So we are vulnerable to Fulanis, attack, the headers attack. We are vulnerable to Fulanis, politicians, political oppression. I don't really understand. The Igbos are just vulnerable simply because the Fulani hegemonies, they are having upper hand in Nigerian political leadership.
Yeah, Mazi. He has also said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is arrogant. Are you of the view that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is arrogant, and that is the more reason he might rot in tension?
Thank you so much. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is following the rule of law. He actually is a man that knows his rights. He is doing whatever he's doing under the umbrella of international local law. So he's not trying to kneel down and beg and dobale, ekaleo, edobale, kowtow. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can never kowtow before anybody. Kowtow is for the cowards. Though a tradition of some races on earth like Japanese, the Koreans, the Chinese, kowtow. It is their own tradition. It is not Igbo tradition. When we greet, we stand up and use two hands for the elders. We don't kowtow before anybody. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will never kowtow to Fulani hegemony. We never kowtow to Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He's gonna greet them normal as Igbo man greets. We don't kowtow, we don't bow down, we don't prostrate, no. And as I'm talking to you now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is on his right. And he knows his constitutional rights. He knows his, what else again? His fundamental rights, and he's going to follow it up. He's not going to just kneel down, bow down before people, while these people are the ones violating him. Now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being violated by federal government of Nigeria. A man set free by the Supreme Court that he should go free. He did not commit any treasonable felony. Still, they are holding him at the DSS facilities. So, Bacha Ahmad should go and sit down. Bacha Ahmad should go. He's needed to take his medicine. Bacha Ahmad. If Nnamdi Kanu is the only remedy that is needed to cure his disease, he's now in a serious trouble because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is neither possible nor available. Bacha Ahmad should go and take his drug and go to sleep because the Fulanis, their excesses is getting out of hand. Their excesses across Nigeria, they are encroaching Yoruba, encroaching on Igbos, encroaching on every tribe in Nigeria. And nobody is doing anything about it. So Bacha Ahmad should shut up his dirty mouth.
Lastly, before I let you go, years back when he said to write a letter to President Donald Trump concerning the long incarceration of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And probably now, do you think that Donald Trump can influence this? And then, now that Donald Trump has allegedly abused call the ICC, no complaints. What is your take on it?
I think by me calling attention of the ICC, Donald Trump has done the right thing, and ICC attention will be focused on the Kanu federal government issues, bordering on their objectivity or objectives that they have failed to fulfill. in that regard or contest, they should come to the solution, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is supposed to be, freed, since a freedom fighter must not be neglected by that, world platform, United Nations. Then ICC is used to interpret, explain international laws, and the ICC should come to the aid of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu this time around. They have actually, delayed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's issue. If they are not living up to the, objectivities they were, formed under United Nations, I think they are better off scraped up. They're supposed to scrape, yes, because they are not living up to that. In Africa, on the continent of Africa, they only take care of Europe, America, Asia, and the other white continents. Looking down on the black, let me say the dark continent. They turn their back on us, believing that we are nobody. So what I'm trying to say is that if they don't spread their tentacles to meet up with their objectives, I don't know what understand international objectives, we Africans, we decide this time around to turn our back on there. And the whole United Nations, African countries, member nations on the continent of Africa should stop any contribution financially. So far, yes, because they're not taking care of us. Look at Kenya. They allowed Kenyan citizens were disallowed in their great number. Look at Nigeria. During the protests and answers, many Nigerian citizens, youth, old, children, were disallowed by Nigerian government under Muhammad Buhari. United Nations did not do anything. ICC has never been able to question Muhammad Buhari today. Muhammad Buhari has gone scot-free after all he has done to the Igbo youths in the southeast in the name of fighting people that are agitating for Biafra. Buhari actually treated the youths, Nigerian youths, bad, so wickedly, using SARS, using Nigerian soldiers, military forces, to annihilate over how many youths? In thousands. ICC has never been able to invite the man in charge, Muhammad Buhari. ICC should have at least invited him to answer for all his nefarious activities during NSAS movement or a protest in Nigeria. So what I'm trying to say, it is enough for United Nations. If they know they will not be living up to expectation that is expected of them since its inception in 1945, Africa should turn their back on them. All the donation, we should cut our financial, support, sponsorship, donation to United Nations, and the ICC should be scraped off.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rafa, and thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
Accusations has taxed Imo State Governor, Enugu State Governor, Anambra State Governors. Stop blaming government. You are the CEO of your state. You are the executive governor. Now, since you go to Abuja to collect money, then take responsibility for the insecurity in your state. What do you have to say about it?
Now, thank you for that wonderful question. I think being the governor of the state, you have every power for you to make sure that you get security votes from the federal government. By so doing so, what are the governors doing with this money? Stop coming out to tell the people that there is insecurity in my state and that unknown government have been killing. The government need to take action and put an end to all this and stop apportioning blames. The people you are apportioning blames to are the people who their lives and properties are entrusted in your hand as the chief security officer of the state. So for a governor to come and start telling people that there is insecurity in my state, I think to me the governor need to stand up and then act now, because every now and then allocation is being shared for you, security vote is being given to you, and you have the mandate. The primary function of government is to protect life and property. Yes. So if you cannot protect life and property, then why are you the governor?
But some have said that the governors have no power over the military. That it's only the president as the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. What do you have to say about that?
The governor does not have power over the military. That is true. But see, the question is that can the governor summon military chiefs in their states? The division's commander to sit and dialogue for a way forward? The answer is yes. So if we can do that, so indirectly, it's still have power over the military. Now, when it calls for security meeting, don't this man, don't these guys attend in his various place? They do. So the president should not come and say that he does not have. Sorry, the governor should not come and say he does not have power. We still have killings in Imo State, Enugu State, and some other states. For how long can we continue in this path? The people are scared of their lives. The people cannot even access government, access those who they claim to be what electorate. We cannot access people that give us the mandate. So how long can they continue like this? So I think the government of these states on their own, they need to up their games. You must up your games as a governor if you don't want to be sacked come 2027.
But there's always been this fear that the votes of Nigerians does not count, and that is why our elected officials are acting this week. That assuming our vote is counting, they will sit up knowing that if I don't perform, no second term for me. You agree with that statement?
Our vote does not count. I cannot say if our vote count or not because I have not conducted any election. So what I'm to say is that people have lost confidence in the INEC. In the power.
The reason why they've lost
you've lost confidence because so many persons have seen the case of Hope Uzodinma when he but reason best the court knows why he had to give it to him. But someone who came forth in the election was uplifted and then he came forth. So the court cited some reasons which Hope Uzodinma became the governor. Reason best known to them. I am not in the position to speak for the court. But one thing is that INEC needs to be the trust of Nigerians again. You saw what happened in last election. As allegedly reports that results were changed in the RF quarter. So I don't know how true that allegation is, but see, it has been going viral. So these are things INEC need to repose that confidence in the average Nigerian. And for the governors too, how much is being given to you on a monthly basis? If you get money on a monthly basis, then why don't you make sure that these people who gave you the mandate to protect them, you can as well protect them too? Because the people cannot always be one-sided every time. The people need to benefit from dividends of democracy, and when they have to benefit from the dividends of democracy is by what? By inclusive governance. The people need to feel the government impact. Not every time you come on here and say government has attacked the people, you come and start creating fear. These governments are even creating fear in the life of the ordinary man.
We've seen the governor of Enugu State who has declared that Monday is no longer a sit-at-home in Enugu State. When people are saying that, you are seeing that as because you're the governor. Can you come and secure our lives? I mean, the other people, because you see this sit-at-home every Monday. Some are doing it maybe out of respect for nnamdikanu, but some are doing it out of fear. It is two ways. People are telling the governor, please find a way to secure that. Police cannot be everywhere. What do you think? Because sit at home every Monday, it might be affecting the economic activities in the southeast. What do you think that the governor can do, or the governors in the southeast can do?
Thank you very much. I think sit at home every Monday is a commensurate to honor the Mazi Nnamdikanu, who has been in incarceration for 4 years now and still counting. But what I want to say is that when there is a conflict in the land, the president himself needs to address this issue of Kanu. Let Kanu issue be settled out of court. If what Kanu is the son of the president, as a son, you can go, you can have a different view or different ideology and philosophy from what your father had. But why can't you, as a father, have you reached out to Kanu himself? And what I felt that the president ought to have done was, why Kanu was in decision, go and meet, let them bring Kanu to you, DSS. Sit down with Kanu, have a round table discussion with him.
But do you think that's possible? Because we saw
See, my mother,
Buhari, he could not
my mother, Buhari is different. See,
so
these are two different people.
Yes.
If you want the security apparatus cannot be everywhere, and these guys are what, overstretched.
Yes.
These guys are also overstretched. So the president is the father of the nation.
Yes.
Since the president is the father of the nation, he should at least reach out to this guy, even to the Ohanes in Igbo. Whenever he will want to invite some Igbo politicians and some Igbo stakeholders to sit on a round table and discuss with Kanu. You have conditions, give him your conditions. Send it to him. Because you see, this is the only way this thing about marginalization can stop. And the truth of our matter is that the Igbos are heavily marginalized in the country. And that is what, and that has great a whole lot.
But do you think that giving them an opportunity, or yes, that's an opportunity, or finding a way, a consensus, in 1999, Nigeria had a consensus on making a Yoruba man a president. In 2007, Nigeria had another consensus to make another man to be president. Do you think that Nigeria finding a way or making a consensus to make an Igbo man the president is going to make that marginalization or the agitations go down in the south?
Making an Igbo man be the president would at least work to some extent. It will help this issue of marginalization reduce a very long way, because if the Igbo man is the president, Peter Obi, you will not watch Peter Obi allowing nnamdikanu to languish in detention, even if, because yes, that is his brother from his tribe. They are from same tribe. No, so why was Tinubu released? It was let's go.
Yes.
So to some extent, it will help a long way. And as an Igbo man, he will speak in the language that the Igbos. Now I am one of the sons. Yes. You don't have any right to agitate.
Yes.
So that will help them. It will go a very long way for them too.
So I'm letting you go. I think we have like 1 minute.
Okay.
Now, Southeastern Governors Forum. What should be their next step?
Southeastern Governors Forum should at least make moves to meet with the presidents.
Yes.
To put an end to all this. That is the only way. Because if there's no end to all this, all we hear is killing. And then we are not in support of all this killing. It is not good for the future of the country. It's not good for the future of the country.
Okay, thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.